very happy to be able to win today. I knew this was going to be a tough game for us. Coach Tolman has a really nice team. He's banged up, missing some players like we are, but I knew they'd be excited about playing, and we're very fortunate. I thought Adam Westmoreland was on the verge of really having a special outing today. It was still a pretty good one. He got into the fifth. Got a little shaky there, but and we were able to get that 7-run sixth. We had, probably 7 or 8 really, really good at bats to keep that inning going, and that was a difference for us today.
Questions? Neil?
Just to follow up on that, you had to be happy that your guys, step forward again. You're still missing all these key people, but 2-2 in the 6th, and they had a big inning for you.
Well, they did, and I think that, let's be realistic here. We've got some really good players that are not playing, and we've got some guys that feel like they're pretty good that just haven't gotten a chance to play. I think that's helpful for us. It's not a case that some of these guys feel like that, hey, I'm just playing because we got guys hurt. I'm good enough to play. And maybe I couldn't play because they were ahead of me, but I'm a good player too. And so I don't think it's a case of we're only just out there because guys are hurt. We're pretty good too, and they have that much confidence, and they battle. Deshaun had a great at bat for us there in the 6th to keep things going, and it's tough, it's a challenge, but at least the approach is the right way.
Did Adam show you enough to maybe get his name back in midweek consideration, or maybe for relief on the weekends?
Well, yeah, I think he did. I mean, I saw some. I'd have to look at the chart, but I think the velocity got up a little bit, probably in the 3rd or 4th inning. He started getting some, close to the 90 range. He threw a few good change-ups. He threw some good cutters. Had a big strikeout on the cutter. I guess he struck out 7. So he showed some ability today. He went after some hitters, and that was good to see.
Scott?
With Jackie and Adam out for the foreseeable future, as you have stated, is Deshaun popular? Something we're gonna continue to see going forward? We'll say just a one-day experiment to see how it worked out.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's sort of, we go day to day now. We just try to do matchups. I thought that today, what I did today, I told Mooney that I would rather have him in a different situation than moving runners today. I wanted him to be an RBI guy versus maybe bunting the guy up or hitting and running. I want to be able to let him swing, and he, that's why I put him where I did. So that's why I flip-flopped him. He had the left situation. Had I put Mooney back at the top, then Neff, and you got Wingo and Mooney there together, we had a chance to give them an opportunity to match up. So that's why I changed it today. But we'll just do it on a game-by-game basis.
David?
A couple of questions, Ray. Was there any, I guess, maybe hesitation to go to Taylor when you did? And also seemed like he might have pulled a muscle or something in his rib cage.
He tweaked. He felt like he might have tweaked his rib cage just a tad when he tried to cover first on that slow bouncer. I guess Parmley hit that ball that Walker picked up, and it was a tough play because Parmley can really get down the line, and he had to reach back. He said he was fine, but that's why he sort of made a couple of motions out there, and that's why I went out to check him. But he said he was good to go, and hopefully it won't be something that aggravates him tomorrow.
Was there any hesitation to go to him after he pitched so much this weekend?
Well, there was a lot of hesitation. I wasn't sure he would be up today, and he told us 2 or 3 times before the game, I'm fine. You don't want to use me, don't use me, but I'm good to go. So we Coach Myers made a decision that we'd try to, if we needed to, we'd do a 1-inning stint with he and Matt. And it worked out that we had to use both of them.
Yeah. And just to follow up on that, you don't have any worries that John may not have enough gas in the tank, say, a month from now, or because he's getting in a lot of games.
Well, he has been in a lot of games, and it comes back to, and I have had a conversation with him a couple of times. We trust you, and Coach Myers' expertise, and I'm sort of third in that conversation. I end up maybe having to assume the responsibility, but John's got to be honest about how he feels from day to day, and Coach Myers has to let his expertise take over in some situations. He told me a few times, we're not using this guy, we're not using that guy. I'm good with it. That's their their decisions. But Taylor has always been honest. He would sometimes say, I'm good for unlimited, I'm good for 2, I'm good for 1, and we've always trusted him. So that's what we're going to stay with.
You mentioned frequently in the past, you do not like coaching against your former assistants. Obviously, Coach Tone was not supposed to be back out today, being suspended. But what, do you have the same sort of feeling?
Absolutely, and you know, he came and sat with me during the rain delay in my locker room. So it was, I think so much of all those guys that I've worked with in the past, and now they're, a bunch of them are head coaches, and it's not a great situation. I enjoy seeing them and visiting, but you know, it's not, you know, you don't feel that good when you win, and certainly you don't feel good when you lose, so it's a tough predicament to be in. But you know, his athletics director was with him, came on a trip, Jeff Barber, and you know, we had a chance to visit a little bit yesterday and today, and that's great. So hopefully he'll get healthy and make a run in the Big South.
All right.
With a couple guys banged up, how refreshing is it to know that you can insert a couple pitchers that will give you some really good swings?
Are you referring to Neff and those guys?
Right, yeah.
Well, you know, I know Neff is a little bit frustrated, and you know, that's part of the game when you haven't swung the bat a lot, but he's a great athlete, and he didn't get a couple good looks today, but we just got, I mean, we got to play these guys, and we don't really have an option, and you know, tried to get Neff up in the bullpen today, but it's tough to do when he's DH, and you don't have enough time, and he's feeling a little bit better, not great yet as a pitcher, but we got to play him, we got to run him out there and do the best we can.
Neil.
How much pleasure you get out of seeing Christian Walker play right now? He just really seems to be, you know, in the groove.
It's enjoyable to watch. You know, all weekend I watched the plate approaches, and you know, I think he, you know, maybe struck out one time the whole weekend, and he was outstanding. And it seems like right now, if he gets a pitch in the zone, doesn't matter what it is, changeup, slider, fastball, it seems like if he gets a pitch, it doesn't miss it. And you know, you go through periods where you get pitches and you don't get them. But right now he's zoned in pretty good, and that's good to see. I mean, we need some pick-me-up guys, and if you look back to the Sunday game, the 3, 4, 5 guys I believe had 11 hits. So that's huge for us, and you know, Jake had a ball that the right fielder dove for today that helped us a little bit too. So we just got to have some guys step up. Hopefully our pitching will remain intact and give us a chance to win. It's going to be hard, but the way I look at it, it is anyway. It's always very, very difficult, and maybe we have a little less room for error than we've had in the past, but it's just the way it is.
David.
Anything new on Jackie and Evan, you know, timetable for retirement, if you have?
You know, I don't know how much I can say, but Brandon's not in here, and I know we have HIPAA laws, but we're gonna, I mean, there's a couple of scenarios that Evan may be activated this weekend. That doesn't mean that he will play throughout, but we're trying to get him activated this weekend. Whether we will or not, we're not sure yet. Jackie, you know, I think may end up having to have surgery, and I'm just speculating right now. I'm just speculating, but it may be going in that direction. There's some dialogue going on right now about that, and so it's unlikely that Jackie will be back, and we're hoping that Matthews had a good day today. He's still a ways away, but I think he was probably more encouraged today than he has been.
If Jackie had surgery, that would likely be season-ending then.
Yes, and it is unlikely he's going to be back without surgery. It's just a tendon issue that's going to take some time. So it's unlikely that he'll make a return.
In the back, Ari first.
You have 16 games left in the regular season, injuries aside, what's your main concern right now? Or is there anything that really is pressing?
You know, I'm not trying to be evasive, but the next game, I mean, we can't get into the big picture. We got to try to figure out, you know, what to do against Auburn on Friday, and how we're going to approach if they're going to do Varnador, or if he's going to be the guy out there, and our best lineup, and you know, see how many guys we got healthy and see where we are. Just try to keep it in the moment as much as we can, and battle and fight and scratch and claw and try to get in a position to win a game. That's basically my capacity as far as my intelligence as a thinker. So I have to keep it right there.
I hate to bring up these newer bats again this year, but now that we're over halfway through the season and we've kind of seen how the offense and the team is playing, what what is your opinion or your thoughts on the play of your team, with these newer, bats?
Well, there's still, you know, I guess, a lot of teams have 15 or 20 games left at this point, but at this point, it seems home runs are down, 50 or 60% down. Batting averages are 25 points off the pace, and the distance on balls is about 25 feet less when you square up the same ball a year ago. So it is what it is, and there's a lot of positives. I think there are a lot of positives about it. It was a 9-6 game today. Would it have been 15 to 11 last year? I don't know. But I think it's okay. I know a lot of players around the country are frustrated with their batting average because it's just not that. You play a team now. If you have 4 guys hitting over 300, it's an imposing team. So it's just a little bit different.
Have you noticed any feedback from scouts? Because they seem to like it. It seems to equate more to the major league level. They seem to think it compares better. Have you seen any impact as far as recruiting goes?
No, the high schools will wait till next year to make the change. But I think everybody understands in our game and the recruits exactly what's going on, and being in the weight room is important and it's part of the game now. So everybody played by the same rules, and it's okay. I don't think it's all negative. I was curious when it all started out, and I think there's a lot of positives. I like to see a few more home runs, but I don't think that our game is that much worse off because of the bats.
Ask a question.
Based on what you just said about Jackie, and based on what he's accomplished here, is it difficult for you, maybe to the other players, to accept the fact that Jackie possibly played his last game as a Gamecock with the draft coming up here in June?
Well, it's hard, and I feel for him more than anything else. I know he'd like to play. I know he'd like to be a part of this thing. He's had a few injuries here and there, been tried to get through it. He's fought through it, and I know that he doesn't want it to end this way. I do not think it's going to affect his draft status very much at all, and that's not. Maybe I shouldn't even be saying that, but he was a successful performer in the Cape Cod League. He's been really good here. USA performer. He's done all those things. I know his numbers aren't great right now, but I don't think his draft status will be negatively affected so much. So that's just the way it is, and I'd love to see him back out there again, but it just appears right now that it might not happen.
All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.